The Indiana Fever just did the unthinkable. 8 players, gone, overnight. What was supposed to be a quiet offseason has exploded into total chaos. Fans are in shock. Players are scrambling, and insiders are saying this might be the most aggressive roster purge the WNBA has ever seen. This isn't a rebuild. This is destruction. Late last night, the Fever front office hit the panic button. In one brutal, surgical sweep, 8 players were cut. Hours after their season ended, names that once felt untouchable were suddenly gone. And now, the entire WNBA is asking one question: why? Sources say, this wasn't just about basketball. This wasn't about wins, losses, or player development. This was a desperate response to something much bigger, something that could reshape the league forever. At the center of this chaos is the woman who changed everything, Caitlin Clark. She's carried this franchise, made them relevant again, and yet, the team around her is collapsing. According to multiple insiders, this entire purge traces back to a rumored clause buried deep inside ongoing CBA negotiations. They're calling it the legacy star limit. Now, if that's true, this could be the most dangerous standoff in WNBA history. The date: October 13th, 2025. The current CBA expires in just weeks, October 31st, and behind closed doors, things are getting ugly. Player reps are furious, owners are digging in, and the word being whispered across front offices: lockout. If players strike, everything freezes. Contracts, training camps, free agency, all of it. For a team like Indiana, built entirely around Caitlin Clark, the stakes couldn't be higher. So what is this rumored clause? According to insiders, the legacy star limit would cap how many top-tier players a team can protect in the 2026 expansion draft. Normally, a team can protect 6 players, but if their combined salaries go over a certain limit, boom, that number drops to 5. On paper, it's being called competitive balance. But behind the scenes, it's being called control. Critics say it's the league's way of stopping a Caitlin Clark superteam before it ever forms. Here's why that's a nightmare for Indiana. Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, and Kelsey Mitchell are all near-max players under the new deal. Add Lexi Hull or Nalissa Smith, and you've already blown past the limit. That means one star, maybe Smith, maybe Sophie Cunningham, could be left unprotected, vulnerable to being taken by another team. One executive reportedly said off the record, "It's like they want us to choose which arm to cut off," and the tension's boiling. Even with Caitlin Clark pulling in record-breaking viewership and over $200 million in new league revenue, the salary cap is still around $1.5 million per team. Players are furious. One agent allegedly quoted Sophie Cunningham saying, "We're done being grateful for crumbs. Either they pay up or we walk. This is bigger than basketball. It's power versus control. And right now, the Fever are caught in the middle of the storm." Let's talk about who's gone. This purge wasn't random. It was a statement. Shea Petty and Darius Dantas, gone. Natasha Howard, cut, even after being one of their top veterans. Lexi Hull and Sydney Colson, fans are losing their minds. Brianna Jones, Kennedy Burke, and Victoria Vivians, also gone. 8 names, one night, nearly $900,000 in cap space freed. This wasn't about punishment. This was survival. The Fever are clearing the deck to rebuild completely around Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston, and dodge the legacy star trap before it's too late. But the cuts didn't stop with the roster. Sources say there's growing tension between head coach Stephanie White and the front office. Management wants a new system. A fast-paced, Clark-centric offense built around read and react playmaking. White, reportedly, resisted that shift. Now insiders believe her job could be on the line. The message is loud and clear. This franchise belongs to Caitlin Clark, and anyone who doesn't fit that vision, player or coach, is expendable. And just when things couldn't get crazier, here comes the twist. A top Western Conference star, a former champion, has reportedly told her camp she wants to join Indiana. Her dream, play alongside Caitlin Clark and Aaliyah Boston, and form the WNBA's first true super team. But there's a catch. To make that deal happen, Indiana would have to trade multiple first-round picks and possibly Nalissa Smith or Kelsey Mitchell. And if the legacy star limit becomes real, one of those new stars could become unprotectable in the next expansion draft, meaning the Fever could risk everything for a one-year super team that might vanish overnight. The clock is ticking. October 31st, the CBA deadline. If no deal is reached, the league could face its first major lockout in history. And if that happens, the Fever's bold gamble might blow up before the 2026 season even begins. 8 players gone, millions on the line, and one superstar caught in the middle of the biggest power struggle the WNBA has ever seen. One thing's for sure, the WNBA will never be the same again. What do you think, fans? Did the Fever go too far, or are they just playing the long game? Drop your thoughts below, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit that bell if you want more inside stories on the WNBA's wildest offseason ever.